Morning, friends, or good afternoon, whenever this is. Um, it's morning for me, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. I really can't complain. I've just had a few hours of gardening. Now I'm just working on my allotment. My allotment here, I've got some corn and whatnot growing, but that's not the point. The point of this vlog video thing. See, look at my hair now. The thing of this is about the pussification of men. And I know that's pretty provocative, and men are going, fuck off, what are you talking about, you cock? Well, I tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how the system is actually designed to rob men of their true spiritual, divine purpose and their divine masculinity. Same for women. This is not like an anti-man or anti-woman thing. Trust me, we're all in this together, girls and boys. But when you look at men, by the end of their lives, they are reduced to looking like women, behaving like women, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way of women. I just mean that they've lost their manhood along the way. And I know that there's chemicals that are in our food that can alter our bodies and the way we are. I mean, they blame it on estrogen in the water and shit like that from women taking the pill. Of course they're going to blame it on women. But it's got fuck all to do with that. It's got to do with the intention to chemically reduce men's sperm count, if you like, or their, their sort of hormone, testosterone and the various hormones that create or that enable men to be men versus women. I mean, even in the army, it was a joke that they used to put what they called blue soap or something in our drinks. Smoking strong strands, Zane. To see there, yeah, my brother. The weatherman lies, see to control the skies. Well, we had the stuff put in our tea apparently when we were in the army to stop us from getting too, aroused and whatnot. Stay soft, they used to call it, so we wouldn't get no erections. Anyway, I mean, we know for sure that if you're into flat Earth at all, or if you've kind of woken up, we're being chemically affected. So what are they doing it for? And it's not because, everyone goes, oh, it's a patriarchal system. And yeah, it may well be a patriarchal system, but they actually don't want men, real men, to stand up against it. What they want is they want us to become pussies. And I'm not having a go at you, trust me, because I became such a pussy just myself, I had an office job and sucking along like everybody else and blah. So it was actually an intentional shift in my heart and my mind to kind of go, you know what, I'm going to start taking back my masculinity, and at the same time empowering my wife to be more of the divine feminine, because what we see in ladies today is that they're having their divinity sort of tweaked so that they end up being more man-like, more masculine, and that's not in their best interest at all. You got men who don't have a fucking dick, and women who think they need to have the biggest dick in the boardroom, and that's definitely a mistake. So yeah, I mean, I was talking to some people in Hyde Park. Actually, this is partly I'm thinking about my old man, partly I'm thinking about someone I saw in Hyde Park the other day, and I'm talking to this couple, right? And this woman's really kind of hooking on to this, and she's kind of, starting to make sense to her. And so she, so he's like, yeah, but what's the thing, And I said, well, part of it is the pussification of men, and I think I saw the penny drop for him, because like, yeah, actually that resonates with me, because I could tell, he was that browbeaten kind of guy, The system has robbed you of your manhood, for fuck's sake, They've made you go and sit behind a keyboard. I mean, when I grew up, fucking using a keyboard, there was no way I was going to be using a keyboard. Okay, I didn't know computers were coming up and that and shit. So. But still, it was like, that was such a fucking girl thing to do, Again, I'm not trying to be like, because I'm all for women, you know, getting their hands dirty, and men, you know, having their divine feminine side nurtured. Let me just reinforce that. I'm all about reinforcing the need for men to be in touch with their feminine side. That's not the same thing as pussification. You know, being in touch with your feminine side, being able to be soft with your family and be soft with people in need, and all that sort of thing is an essential part of what it is to be a nurturing human being, man or female. So, you know, it's not about, you know, who plays the hardest rugby or American football or whatever. You know, which is what I was brought up on, was, you know, you want to be a rugby boy, and you want to be, you know, go to the army and do whatever, you know, that we see as the male role in this fucked up society. Well, the male has a very soft and gentle role to play in this society, but he also has to be a hard dude, you know. He has to be like willing to stand up. He needs to be, and I don't mean in an aggressive way. This is another important point. You see, I think this is what happens, is that guys end up thinking that they over masculinize, you know. And to do a simile, I'll look at how, you know, when you make priests and nuns and stuff like that abstain, in theory, abstain from sex and sexual activity and sexual thoughts, that really fucks with the mind, you know. And then you end up getting some pretty weird shit coming out of organizations that enforce that. So I think that if you think of our society as an organization that has enforced this kind of men must heal now and be, you know, the wimps to these women supermen, or just wimps because the society doesn't want real men who are going to stand up for the families and stand up for what is right, then this is you know, this is part of, I've lost my thread, but this is intentionally part of a game to fuck you up. And I think that all I want to do, I don't want to annoy you if you're watching and thinking, what a wanker. Fine, but I'm not trying to annoy you. I'm trying to stimulate debate or stimulate thought that actually, you know, all is not well in the garden, and you know, men carrying on as they do are not holding true to their divine role. Hey Zane, you still there, my brother? It's like you read my mind. All right. Well, let's see what else I can find. You know, so I think that I think we want to encourage ourselves to look more deeply at what it is to be a man, to be a loving, gentle man. And then in the same way, we can then encourage our lady friends to rediscover their truer femininity, or divine femininity. Because, you know, you see it, these sort of he-men, he-female, the women who are like so fucking hardcore, you know. And I don't mean like lesbians and things like that. Obviously, that's kind of like an offshoot of it, homosexuality and lesbian, and that's kind of, that's an offshoot of all of that. But no, it's more to do with the way that we hold ourselves, the way that we regard ourselves, the way that we're. I mean, I see men now like mowing their gardens, right? They're mowing their garden with like a 5 kilo or a 10 kilo like electrical lawnmower, and they're wearing gloves. They're wearing gloves in case they get grass in the hand. You know, so yeah, it's the health and safety. You see these dudes like, you know, working their cranes off the trucks, you know, hard as fucking nails, but they've been made to wear these silly little fucking plastic helmet things that, you know, if the truck's going to lose its load on your head, trust me, that plastic helmet's only going to be useful for identification purposes. Oh yeah, that was where the head was. That plastic yellow thing. Anyway, I'm not going to drag this on. I've got a huge surprise, actually. I got 40 subscribers as of today, and that's in less than a month. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. Thanks for subbing. I don't know. You know, that's cool. I have a message. My message is to help us all, humanity, to kind of along this way of elevating ourselves, you know, back to some more beautiful version of ourselves. Even if that doesn't happen in my lifetime, I just want to do my bit to contribute towards that. I'm going to the Hyde Park thing on Sunday, this Sunday. Don't know what the date is, July, I think the 1st. So that's cool. My friend Zane's still here. Woof woof. I just finished up recording a new song. It's called Golden Path. Okay, hope to have a video made the next day or two. Alright, thanks homie. Thanks for being there, Zane. It's nice to have someone. I mean, sometimes it throws me off my stride a bit, to be honest with you. But I guess I'm going to have to get used to that because this is the format. This is the way it goes. But I'm enjoying it. And I'm chuffed that I've got a few subscribers or people that have kind of hit the like button or whatever because, you know, it's resonating with some people. And I guess that's it. Don't be a pussy, man. And I don't mean that in an aggro way. I don't mean that in a go out and fucking beat people up way, you know. Trust me, I know all about that shit. In my 20s, I did a job that involved a lot of that shit. Ugh. But it's not about that. It's really not about that. And it's about being a beautiful soul. A beautiful soul, and at the same time, you know, clearer on our various roles. Ain't that rhyme, don't it? You know, and it's to respect and admire women, man. But obviously not, because, you know, men and women alike have been fucked up pretty badly. So, you know, sometimes they come at you and they're full of shit too. And that's what it is. It's full of shit. But at the same time, you know, we have this potential to be awesome, beautiful souls, and all of us, women and men alike. You know, this idea that maybe women are meant to write the laws and men are meant to enforce the laws, perhaps we need to kind of be a little bit more thinking in that direction. That doesn't mean women like Theresa May or Margaret Thatcher or Nancy Pelosi, if you're an American. No, these cretins are not for making the law. These are not proper, the divine feminine role models. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You might just as well have gone, or how about Donald Trump? He's a fantastic man, isn't he? Anyway, have a good day, man. Catch up with you.